I think it's easy for us to forget that a home is so much more than just the physical house that we live in. It's our wider environment and everything that we experience the moment that we step outside our front door. And this next incredible tiny house and the wonderful Syntropic gardens that surround it are a beautiful reminder of just that. Hi Leonie, how are you?
Hello.
Great to meet you. G'day James, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good.
It is so nice to be here, and this is quite a home you've created for yourselves.
Yeah, thank you.
You've been on quite a journey to get here, haven't you? This is not your first foray into tiny living.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we've gone through a few different small spaces. So when we first got together, we were living in a van. And then it was getting cold in Golden Bay, so we wanted to get somewhere warmer. So we rented a small studio. And then from there, we started designing up a dream tiny home, really. That's where the idea started.
We made sketches and watched a few of your videos. Yeah, that was really
got
cool.
pretty inspired. We started with zero savings. Like, we were like, let's do this. You know, we've got like $100 in our bank. What can we do? So we started saving and started working towards that, and we found a truck for $4,500, a flat deck single cab truck. So we bought that, moved into this house bus which we were going to build on that property, and started from there.
I even did like a building apprenticeship to like help James, because I really wanted to help build and like learn all the tools. And in the week we would always work, and then on the weekend we would build the house truck.
And then we decided to move up back to Kitty, where I'm from. And the house truck was not really movable, maybe down the road, which it did do. We put it up for sale and sold it within 3 days. And then a couple of days later, we drove up north and
we got started
jumped straight into it.
Yeah, we got some windows.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great place to start when you're doing a lot of recycled and secondhand stuff, is start with the windows, because that's all your openings for the framing and stuff. So
And one of the biggest costs in a project normally as well.
Yeah, totally. I mean, even being secondhand, they're not particularly cheap. Got those, got the trailer first, and then got the windows and started framing up. So we're trying to keep it as eco and sustainable as possible.
Great. And what was it that really attracted you to the idea of small space living?
We really always liked to live quite minimal, like not having many things. And living in a van first really taught us to not have much. Like, I moved here with like a 10 kg backpack. That's how much I took. And then we realized we just didn't need much. And James didn't have many things either when I met him. Yeah. So we were like, we realized we don't need a big house or a big space. We actually felt quite comfortable in a small space. And so that's where it all started, I'd say.
And tell me about the parking spot, because this just looks incredible.
Got pretty lucky with the parking spot. The land belongs to a good friend of mine from school. So when we knew we were moving back up to Kirikiri, I knew he'd purchased this land a few years prior. So I was like, how would you feel about us parking up and potentially living there? And he was all for it.
Yeah, we all have like our roles, but he really likes us to like also be part of the land. And it's so sweet because we get to just build food forests and build gardens and make it our space as well and look after it. And every time he comes back, it just looks mowed and taken care of.
Yeah, so instead of rent, we're doing land hours. So we look after the land while he's not here, and that fits us well because we quite enjoy the work.
Yeah, and the planting here looks fantastic. Tell me more about what you're doing with the Syntropics.
We're implementing Syntropic agroforestry. It's something that I've started doing as a business now to promote regenerative growing. So it's creating resilient food systems that's not only producing abundance of food, but it's also regenerating the land. So we are utilizing the power of some of these sort of more weedy pioneer species like eucalypt and acacias to really send their roots down and break up the soil and create organic matter, and using lots of support species to chop and drop, feed the system, and create a fully regenerative system. So there's no inputs and nothing's getting taken away from the system. So everything is sort of cycling within that system. And yeah, we're getting food crops from almost day one, because you're putting in annuals first. So you're getting tomatoes and corn and pumpkins and berries. And then through time and space, through succession, that'll transfer into getting tamarillos and bananas, and then cherimoyas and papayas and avocados and eventually it'll be this epic, productive food forest.
I think one of the things that I love about Syntropic agroforestry is it's this wonderful collaboration between humans and nature, and together, joining forces, we can accomplish in 10 years what nature might take 100 to do on its own.
Yeah, totally. We're coming there, being the windstorm, being the elephants tearing down branches, but doing it in a very strategic way, making everything work sort of as idyllic as it can, with it also happening naturally. So
Yeah. And it's the only form of gardening where your main tool is a machete.
yeah,
It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, that was a big selling point for me too. Yeah.
You were
Like,
pretty excited about your machete.
who doesn't like just swinging around a machete in the forest, you know? I
Exactly.
think there's something real primal about it. I don't know, it's just so satisfying, you know, with a sharp machete. You're just like,
And then as well, you've got the permaculture planting out front.
yes.
Yeah, we always try different things, which has been quite fun. I never really know when to plant things, but I'm always happy to just give it a go.
Yeah, you're much more of an intuitive gardener than I am. I'm like, oh, that won't work, it's not the time. And Leo's like, oh, look, we'll just give it a go. And then she puts it in and it does really well. I'm like, yeah, good, cool. Nice. But yeah, so we've got the veggie garden, because with the food forest, like year one, it's pretty hard to grow annuals in there. So having that annual crop, I think, is quite nice as we come out and pick veggies. And
Yeah, lots of salads and lettuce and beans.
Amazing. I love that you've got the tent in the garden as well.
Oh yeah, that's a very new addition. It was really important for us to have a space to host people, because sometimes we have friends over and we never really had a space for friends to sleep. So we were like, oh, let's get a tent. And then we got a tent and made it quite cozy, and now friends can just, you know, come and stay for a weekend or a week. And it's been really nice.
And it's a cool little space to set up a movie sometimes, you know?
Yeah, on a Sunday.
Get a little cozy in the tent. I don't know what it is, like a different area, so you feel a bit more like luxurious, I don't know.
Yeah, totally.
And I could talk about gardens forever, but we should talk about the house. First of all, what size is it?
The trailer is 6.6 by 2.4,
Yep.
and then we've got this little pop-out, so getting another 400 little nook there. Then 4.1 high, we wanted to make it slightly lower than the 4.2.
Nice. And tell me about the design of the home.
Yeah, that was quite fun. In 2019, we drew a picture. We didn't go with that in the end, 100%, but we just realized that it was very similar.
A lot of our layout and design was actually inspired from the video you done with the guy with the fence palings in Australia.
Oh yeah. Jesse's place is very cool, eh?
Yeah.
As soon as I seen it, I was like, yeah, that's
We were like,
that's
space
the
well
one.
used.
And then keeping it natural, so we've got Japanese cedar cladding from the local mill, and yeah, the mini corrugate on that lower 900 just to sort of break it up. And also that's sort of where things get the wettest, you know, it takes the longest to dry at the bottom. So I think having that as steel sort of makes sense as well. And I think visually breaks it up a bit.
Yeah.
We wanted lots of light, sort of natural light coming in. So having quite a few windows was quite important, and having airflow. So all our windows open apart from the LED light one in the bedroom.
Yeah, and you were really keen on the bifold window. That was really important to you.
Yeah, I always loved the look and the idea of a bifold window with that sort of
Inside.
bar. And,
Yeah, inside-outside feel.
And you are off the grid in this home as well.
yeah, fully off grid. So we get the rain collection from the shed that's already existing on the land, and then fully powered by solar, gas for the oven and hot water.
Great. And you've got some fun stuff going on with your grey water here too, don't you?
Yeah, so we've got a sort of worm farm wicking bed situation for the kitchen sink, and then the shower runs straight off into the banana circle. So all of it eventually ends up in the banana circle, feeding that and helping grow.
Awesome. Those bananas are thirsty plants, eh?
They
Yeah.
sure are. Yeah.
Well, you have done such a great job on the exterior of this home. The gardens are just so beautiful, and I cannot wait to see what you've done inside. Can we take a look?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. This is absolutely gorgeous. You have built so much character into this home.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely pretty much us in a nutshell, yeah.
Yeah. One of the things that I immediately love about this home is just all of the wonderful little touches and features, the beautiful timbers that are used, the lovely curves on some of the beams. It just looks like an art piece in here.
Yeah, we really like bringing in lots of timber and balancing it with like white and plants.
And yeah, adding curves, I think where it's easy to, made sense for me. I'd love to live in a super round, like quirky, lots of curved house, but I think the reality of building that is quite tricky and time consuming.
Well, especially
So,
in timber.
Yeah.
So we've
Yeah.
sort of added them in where it's easy.
Beautiful floors in here as well.
We were originally just going to get some from the local mill, and it was going to cost, like $3,000 or something. And then luckily I seen on Facebook Marketplace that someone was selling these, which actually were an internal lining, not for flooring, but they were thick enough and it was almost the exact amount we needed. So we got pretty lucky with having just enough and it was a fraction of the cost. The native timber just brings a really beautiful warm orange.
And we just oiled it with natural oil and it just feels really nice to walk on wood, I find. Yeah, it's just really nice.
The lounge area over here just looks so idyllically cozy.
Yeah, I really love hanging out there. I usually sit there and knit on the left and then I work from there. And yeah, I really enjoy sitting there and the sun doesn't really go there too much. So it's quite nice and cool. And yeah, it's very comfortable.
The pop out makes for such a nice feature as well.
Yeah, I think because it changes from that white to the timber, it adds quite a bit of depth to the room as well. Makes the space feel bigger than it is.
It does.
And to be able to just sit in the little nook and look at the birds and the food for us, I think it's a pretty special little afternoon treat sometimes.
Yeah, we really like in the evening we make our own chai and then we often sit there and have we have the lights really low and dim and we just have our chai in a little corner. It's really beautiful.
Lovely. And is that a dining table as well as your office?
Yes, you can actually fold it away so it can also make the space a lot bigger. But yeah, I work there every day in the little corner, but we also have our meals there.
Yeah, I think it was important for us to have a space for dining. It's something living in all our other houses were either eating outside or like on the floor. It felt quite adulty to have a proper like dining table. You know, I was like, we're officially adults.
Yeah.
That's when you knew.
Yeah.
We got a chair now as well. We never had a chair before.
Yeah, it's fancy.
You've got the fireplace here as well. Of course, no true tiny house lounge is complete without one.
Yeah, no, we're super stoked with the little mini Meg. It seems to definitely be sufficient for the space. And I think there's something about having a fireplace sort of as the heart of the home.
And in the beginning, we had the fire set up and we didn't have the little fan. And without the fan, all the heat is actually going under the roof. So we are huge fans of the fan.
Fans of the fan.
Yeah, and it really circulates the heat in the room.
Yeah, for sure. And I love the guitar up there as well. It's like an art piece in its own right.
Pride of place up there. Guitars are sort of bits of artwork, so it's nice to have them in a spot where it is, you know, on the wall. But definitely gets played a lot too, so it's not purely just art.
Yeah, I love when I get up in the morning, he always plays a few songs. So it's really beautiful.
Yeah, while the coffee's brewing, it's usually my guitar playing time.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And then the kitchen. This is just such a beautifully crafted space.
Yeah, for us, cooking is really important. We have a hob with like 4 burners and we have a proper sink and enough space to like cook together and prep meals.
Yeah, I think it's super functional having that L shape because you can sort of access it from all sides on the L side there. So having 2 of us cooking in here is really easy. And then, yeah, the 4 burner with the oven is sort of a need for us, baking your breads. And
yeah, it's just like a normal kitchen for us. And it was really important because, yeah, we spend a lot of time in the kitchen.
And as a German, you have to bake your own bread here, eh? Because Kiwi bread does not cut it.
Yeah, I really love baking my bread. I have a sourdough and at the moment we have bread once a week. Yeah, it's really fun.
Nice. Beautiful timber in the kitchen as well.
yeah, got pretty lucky with the local mill down the road that has access to beautiful timber. So this is macrocarpa and it's got a really beautiful live edge on it where it's got sort of the little bug artwork, I guess, left on there. I really like that feature. Yeah, there's something about the macrocarpa and that sort of warm golden colour that it has, I think is just beautiful inside the house.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a very underrated timber.
Yeah.
And then the drying rack. This is such a cool addition.
I was really lucky because I went to a herbal conference down in Christchurch and when I came back, James had built this for me. So sometimes I go outside into my garden and harvest my chamomile and dry it up there. And James also put on like little drying racks for clothes. We usually dry our clothes outside, but you know, when they don't get dry enough in the evening, we just put them up there. It's really easy to use, so I really love it.
Yeah, perfect. Nice bit of herb storage up there as well.
Yeah, I really like having my herbs. Some of them are foraged, like the chamomile and some elderberries from outside. And yeah, I really like making teas.
Very nice. And then the bifold window and the lovely bar there as well. I really like that.
Yeah, it's sort of the classic cliche tiny home bifold bar situation, but yeah, absolutely love it. So having the scored with the cedar window bifolds are sort of like that colonial style window. Yeah, it just opens up the space.
Very cool coffee station as well.
James really likes his coffee. We get the coffee grinds from the market. The coffee grinder we actually got in Europe last time we went. A few pieces were like broken, the wooden ones, and James made them like a little lid really beautifully.
And I think there's something about having a coffee grinder just to like remind you to slow down and, you know, have that more simple, I think, manual life, I think can be pretty special in a lot of ways.
It sort of ritualizes it a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
And I really like this design with the storage stairs going up into the loft at the back wall of the home as well. That looks really good.
Inspired again from Jesse's design. I just love that idea of creating the stairways more in the back, so yeah, you're not having that corridor effect. And it opens up the space in the kitchen, and there's something about a stairway wrapping around a bit of timber I've always really liked. And then obviously adding all that storage. It was a bit of a niggly thing to build. Only recently finished it, so it's good to have you guys come to encourage me to finish off some of the storage and stuff. Yeah.
We are responsible for some last minute panicking finishing of homes, yeah.
I think a DIY home's never completed, so it's all
That
part
is
of it.
true.
Yeah. We moved in when there was literally just a fireplace and a bed. Like, so we were very much building this
While we're
living
camping.
in here. So
Yeah.
What was it like living in this home while having projects all around you? That must have been kind of chaotic.
Well, I really kind of liked it because I really wanted to live in here. It actually helped us really shape the space how it is now.
because it's your own space, you sort of feel so good to be in the space. And then when you're slowly improving, like when we got running water, like, whoa,
Yeah,
running
like,
water.
what a milestone.
We can have a shower at home. That's incredible. And having, power, it's just like all those little things are just like so luxurious when you've lived without them for like a few months.
And then in the corner there, we've got your bathroom. Can we have a look at that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, sweet.
Alrighty.
Come on in.
A nice and simple design for the bathroom here, but I love the way that you've done that composting toilet.
Yeah, so that was one of our last minute ideas to sneak the toilet in there. And I think the way we achieved that is by doing that curve. Yeah, super stoked with how it turned out. We've used compost loos for the last, I don't know, 7 years. So for me, they're like super normal. I find it odd going in a normal toilet. I highly recommend compost toilets. And this one, I think aesthetically it's nice to look at, which is a bit unusual for a toilet. But it's cool.
A toilet and an artwork.
Yeah.
All in one. It's really nice the way that you've built the back entranceway into the bathroom here as well.
Yeah, we wanted to make it really easy to like empty the toilet so that you don't have to go to the whole house. Mm-hmm. And also in the future that it could maybe have another room attached to it. That was another idea.
Great idea. And then good size shower in here as well?
Yeah, thanks. It's a really comfortable shower and also it has really great pressure, and we really invested in really good shower emitter because it was really important for us that it lasts and it looks good. And with the corrugated iron, we really enjoyed using that as well. It's not so easy to clean, but it was really easy to put up, which was great.
Yeah, great. And it's quite unusual to have the timber features in the shower as well.
Yeah, we like to keep things a bit unusual. Most of the stuff we done pretty DIY. So if there's something I could build rather than buying it, I sort of tended to. So having some little soap and other showers in there was easy to do with a bit of timber. And then that is the one place we've used something a bit more harsher than just natural oils. So in the shower room, we have polyurethane to seal it.
And it's been working quite well, actually.
Yeah. Very nice. And then sleeping loft is upstairs. Can we check that out?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Come on up.
This is such a lovely space up here. Again, there's something about the use of all of the timber that just makes this feel so warm and welcoming.
Yeah, we really like combining the warm timber with the white walls to get a really peaceful atmosphere in here. And also we like to not have many things in the bedroom. Just keep it really simple. When you come up here in the evening, it just feels like, okay, I can relax now.
Beautiful views of the garden from up here as well.
Yeah, it's really nice to wake up to. We always put that one up first.
Yeah, you wake up and roll the curtain up and check the weather, check the garden.
Yeah.
In the winter we have ducks come in, and so the ducks come in and do a bit of pest control. So it's a nice viewpoint to view what's happening.
I especially like the way that you've tackled the windowsills up here too.
Yeah, James really used the live edges in those windowsills, which I really like. It makes it feel really natural and warm and inviting.
Yeah, there's something about keeping the natural edge on timber that I really love. And I think next time I'll be using something a little bit more protective on the windowsills because they get a bit damp sometimes, and I notice the natural oil's not quite keeping up.
Nice LED light window feature up here as well.
Yeah, we actually got it from your dad. He had it from a friend, I think. And yeah, the cool thing is that it's placed where the sun rises. So in the morning we have all the morning sun come through the sun window.
Beautiful. And you've been living in this house for about 3 years now, haven't you?
Yeah, about 3 years.
And obviously you were no strangers to small space living before this project, but how are you specifically finding life here in your tiny home?
I personally really love it. I wake up every morning and I'm like, wow, we get to live in here. And I just really enjoy how we designed the space and how it works with our life.
Yeah, you genuinely say most days, I love our house, which is amazing. And I probably don't appreciate it as much as I should, but I also really love it. Like, I can't imagine living any other way, to be honest.
What's it like living in a space that you have designed and built yourselves?
Yeah, I feel like everything is in the place where it should be. That's what makes living in here so easily, because we designed it for our needs. Like, I can fold the table away and put my yoga mat down and I know it fits and I have enough space. And it's with every detail, I think. We just designed it to our own needs. The tiny home means freedom. I find there's not many overheads for us. We can live a very simple life, and it's, yeah, I don't have much stress. So because we just have both our dream jobs, we just work from home, or I work from home and you have your business, and because we live tiny we can do that easily.
Yeah, and it's just a space that, you know, we really feel home. Like, it's actually hard going away. Like, we go away and like we're always looking forward to coming home. We're very homebodies. We're like, yeah. But I think it's because we've created a space that we love being in.
There is so much of yourselves that has been poured into this home. Obviously so much labor and so much effort in curating all of these wonderful materials that you've used to construct your home. Can we talk about the cost that was involved in bringing the space to life?
Yeah, we calculated it at the start, like really thoroughly, and then sort of lost count halfway through. But our guesstimate is around 60,000.
Great.
And that includes the solar system.
Yeah.
Amazing. This house and your lives are now about to go through a huge transition, aren't they?
Yeah, so we're gonna bring another being into the world soon, which is very exciting.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We feel like the space is gonna be big enough and she's just gonna be sleeping next to us in the bed, in her own little bed, and yeah, it's just a really exciting journey to be on.
Yeah, stepping into parenthood is pretty exciting, and I think the space, it's been perfect for the two of us, and I think it's still going to work really functionally for three of us for a while, and we'll just see how it goes.
And I think one of the great things about you both being so creative and so practical as well is that you have the ability to change and modify this space as need be in the future as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been talking about those things. Like, we had a few ideas what we could do if we needed more space, and that feels really great that we have those possibilities.
Yeah, I'm definitely a project person, so it's nice that sort of this is coming to an end, that I've got some new things to dig my teeth into and make little baby stuff. Pretty exciting.
Very exciting. What an incredible journey you're both on. This is such a beautiful home that you've crafted for yourselves. I love the home. I love the way that you've expanded your home into the gardens. I think everything that you're creating here is just so beautiful. Thank you both so much for sharing your space with me.
Thank you for coming.
Cheers, Bryce.
My pleasure. There is nothing quite like a handcrafted home. Leonie and James have built so much of themselves into this space, and the result is absolutely exquisite. This is a home that from the very moment that you walk in, it feels warm, welcoming, and just invites you to sit down, slow down, and enjoy where you're at. And that is such a wonderful characteristic to have built into a space. I am so excited, not only for what this home is now, but for what it's going to be in the future, now welcoming a brand new life into this space. This really is living the dream.